So I got to thinking over the weekend, what would it have been like had I started this YouTube channel while I was starting my first businesses? It would have been so different. I hadn't figured out anything, honestly, in business. This was back in 2010. I started a nonprofit on my own. I filed the 501c3 paperwork in order to get tax exempt on my own. I had an amazing board of directors. Thank you, if you're watching this, for being on my board. But I didn't know how to have a working board, and I didn't know how to delegate. I ended up doing it all myself. And I was juggling another job at the time. We were planning humanitarian trips and then executing those trips successfully, but I was getting burnt out and I didn't know about self-care or scaling at that time. And then I started Green Cup, my first business. I seriously was just learning as I went. I learned how to do web design on my own. I learned WordPress on my own and Squarespace on my own just by Googling. I learned how to use plugins, how to code, how to manage databases. I did all of this on my own by myself. I didn't take any classes, and my degree is in anthropology, so I just kind of figured it all out. Luckily, anthropology really equips you to do a lot of research, so I knew how to do that really well. And then there were some startups in between, and you would have seen me struggling to figure out pricing, partnerships, hiring, strategy, disruption, funding. You would have seen all this stuff happening as it happened. I don't know if you really would have followed me. I didn't have things figured out. Even though I was loving what I did, I love being an entrepreneur. I love being independent. I was totally on the wrong path. I mean, I was on the path that I had to be on in order to become who I am. I was lost. Just like I mentioned in my previous video called Self-Care Through Scaling. If you haven't watched that video, I suggest you watch it because you'll learn a lot more about me and really understand the journey that I took to get here. Even if I had started this YouTube channel in the spring, it wouldn't have been the same. 5 months ago, I was selling my tech company, Green Cup. While that sounds like a huge win, and it was a huge win, I had to go through the identity shift of becoming independent once more, of no longer being able to hide behind a brand, of having a company that if I had gotten into a car wreck, the company would have kept running because it was scaled. I was only working 10 hours a week anyway. My team would have handled things while I was gone, and they often did when I would travel. By selling it, yes, I hit a major milestone, but I also lost my safety net, and definitely I became more visible as an entrepreneur because I no longer had that brand to hide behind. I absolutely made the right decision. I wouldn't be who I am today without all of these little things happening in between, but this channel couldn't have happened without those lessons. You would have had the benefit of seeing me learn the lessons live, but instead you get to see me relay those lessons with hindsight, which means I can make those lessons more clear to you. I can offer them within context or transition the context to be specific to different clients or stories that I see that you send me on Twitter or in the Fempreneur forum on Facebook. Life has changed a lot since 2010. I mean, obviously. I guess the point of this video is, even though you might wish that you had done something earlier, you couldn't have. You had to learn a lesson. Even if it was there right in your face the whole time, you had to go through something, you had to learn something in order to get to where you are today, in order to get to what you're doing. I have some clients who wish that they had started their business so much earlier, and I have felt the same way. I had to go through some stuff, which hopefully I will share someday here on this channel, but I'm not ready yet. We all have to go through things in order to get where we are and where we're going. So I hope that you can look back with compassion and gratitude and be thankful for the things that you've experienced, because they've made you who you are, and it couldn't have happened any other way. When Angel Jones was here last week, the creator of the 12-Minute Conversations podcast, he's traveling all over the country and he's talking to everyone that he interviewed on his record-breaking podcast. And he asked me, do you have any regrets? And I can't say that I do. I mean, sure, I wish I had gotten someplace sooner. I wish I had figured something out. I wish I hadn't said, that word or phrase back whenever I did. But in summary, no, I wouldn't be who I am. I wouldn't have gotten here, but I definitely do not want to go back. So that's what I've got for you today. I hope your week is going well. I definitely look forward to hearing your comments and thoughts. I've appreciated your comments on my videos so far. Also, feel free to message me on Twitter or Instagram or Facebook. I am happy to answer questions about work and entrepreneurship, about my own work and entrepreneurship. Your comments and questions make this a stronger channel. So definitely feel free to get in touch with me and communicate with me. Have a wonderful week, everybody. I'll talk to you soon.